today's video, we're going to be going through the SAS Configurator. This is going to cover everything from how clients can get started with you to the subscription packages that you create and put in on the front end of your website and tie the back end of your white label to the front end of your site. I want to start by going through the free trial settings here. This is the non-credit card required free trial settings. You have some different options in terms of configuration to include AI chat agents that go on a website or social media or integrated into other platforms. You also have voice agents that you can allocate to sub-accounts when they get created. You guys can decide exactly what this looks like here. You have control over the number of free trial days. We do see 7 or 14 days as the most popular options for this, but you can decide what is best for you and your business. Complimentary credits, this is the amount of usage that you allocate from your agency level to their client level. And then complimentary credits, this is the amount of information that you train for either the voice or the chat agent. This is the files that you upload, the websites that you scrape, that type of information where the agent knows the answers to the questions. Lastly, you do have options for the warning messages that show at the top of the dashboard when clients log in to give them a warning that their trial expires or has already expired. After you set up the initial configuration of what you are going to give them, we are now going to go through and give them different permissions that you've decided ahead of time. So I would recommend is something that is fairly limited. We do want to give them access to be able to go in and create a chat agent or create a voice agent, but we don't need to give them the full ability to do CRM integrations or social media integrations, things like that that require additional setup and will typically have additional questions from clients to you. The goal of this free trial is just to show them what's possible and what it actually looks like in the back end, not do absolutely everything for them in the hopes that they will eventually pay. Going through this here, you do want to give them the option to create an agent, customize their appearance, view conversations, knowledge base, things like that. Custom functions is not something that I would turn on for non-credit card trials. Voice agents, if that is what you are going to give them as a part of their trial, you'll want to make sure that that is turned on. Master chat is not something I would give them as a part of that. That is a different view of the AI agent. So instead of deploying it as a chat widget that sits on a website or within social media, Master Chat gives a ChatGPT-like view to the AI agent where you have the conversation bar in the middle of the screen and then you have the conversations on the left, exactly like how you interact with ChatGPT. And then lastly, integrations here. API and webhooks is not something I would give on a non-credit card trial. Meta integrations may not be something I would give either, but is dependent on your business and really what you are selling to the client. If meta integrations is the reason why this client is buying, definitely recommend giving them permission so that they can do what you sold them. Lastly here, and this is different for chat and for voice, you have the amount of cost per response. I know this looks like a ton of information. What I would recommend here is turning on a couple of models such as GPT 4.0. So this 4.0 model or even this 4.0 model 4.1 are all good options for your clients to be able to test out, and then you can decide how much money you actually want to make on your markup. Most clients will do somewhere around 100%, but 200 to 300% is common as well. Lastly is voice. So you have different options for the phone number rebilling. You also have options for the per minute call charges. Most common is 100%, but we do see 200 to 300% in here as well. Once you're all set with this, you'll go ahead and click save. Now, where this leads to on the front end of the website, or how customers will actually see and interact with this on your white label version, is on the sign up page. And so what they'll do here is they'll go ahead and create an account, and then any permissions that you have created as a part of these free trial settings, The configuration, the number of agents, the amount of characters, the amount of credits, as well as the permissions would automatically be created and assigned to them when they create their account. So what this looks like in the back end is that they will be automatically created a sub account, and that is their client account that only they have access to. Moving on to the add-ons, and this is typically in addition to whatever trial or subscription package that your clients are currently on. If they need more chat agents, more voice agents, more functionality, this is where that all happens. And so in this, you'll have a bunch of defaults for all of these, but I would recommend at least knowing what they are so that when clients ask questions like, what happens when I run out of storage balance, or what if I need more chat agents, you have answers to those questions. I'll go through each one of these quickly here just to show you exactly how it all works together. If your client runs out of knowledge base, and so this means typically they have uploaded a bunch of information via files and websites in the knowledge base and they need more, you can rebill your cost and make a little bit of profit on any additional storage that they buy from you. This example here, we charge $5 a month for 1,000,000 characters of additional storage. And what this says is that you as the agency are charging your clients $10 a month for the same 1,000,000 characters. So your profit of this is $5 a month for that additional 1,000,000 characters. Chat agents here, same exact thing. Stammer as a platform charges you an additional $10 a month per agent. You are then charging the client $20 in this example per additional agent. You profit an additional $10 a month per agent. Advanced Scraper here, same exact thing. This is priced a little differently based on the URL that are being scraped, but you can see your cost and your overall profit. Custom functions is something that is for either highly technical or enterprise level clients or clients that need custom databases as an example. This is not something that will apply to all of your clients. This will only be used in certain scenarios for specific clients or specific use cases. Moving into voice agents here, our cost to you as the agency is an additional $35 a month. I would definitely make sure that this reads higher than that, so you could sell it at $50 a month and your profit on that would be $15 a month. You can also mark it up to any price that you want. Lastly is concurrent calls, and this is the ability for voice agents to take multiple calls at once. So when you have call centers, as an example, if you have 50 employees at the call center, that typically means their ability is to take 50 calls at one time. That is what concurrency is, and so you can upsell concurrency so that if your restaurant client has more phone calls during peak hours, Fridays or Saturday nights, you have the ability to answer all those phone calls when needed, or if you're selling to larger enterprise or call center type clients, this will definitely be a value add for them. This is everything for the add-ons here. Lastly, I want to actually create some packages and let's tie them to the front end of the website. So I'm going to go ahead and create a package. Now there are a lot of different levers that you can pull to change the actual pricing of this. Functionality is a big one. Is this an agent that is just answering questions? Is this an agent that is scheduling appointments? Those two functionalities typically have different values. Customer support is typically sold as a lower tier package, whereas functions like leads and scheduling are typically sold as higher rated packages. So that's one example. Another example of this is integrations. The ability to integrate it as a chat widget versus integrating it into social media. Those are typically sold at different price points as well. Getting into the package details here, the package name doesn't matter too much other than what you want to call that. We have some clients that do a basic, pro, premium. We have some clients that do a starter, silver, gold, or silver, gold, platinum package names. That is totally up to you, but as it's not something that's inherently important as you get going. You do have the option to show packages to sub-accounts. What this means is when they log into the dashboard and they can view their subscription, they can see the other subscription packages that are available. If you are creating packages for a specific client, I would definitely recommend keeping this turned off. If you are creating those more general packages for all of your clients, you can check this box and leave it on. Package description and features here. These are additional options that you can add if you have this linked to the front end of your website or something like that. You can typically leave these blank or limited to what they currently are so that your website pricing page can do the talking for you. Next, we're going to move into the pricing configuration. These are a couple of different options if you want to have recurring payments. So this is for a monthly option. You do have quarterly and yearly options. I'm going to go ahead and create a $100 a month price. I'm going to go ahead and create this. Now it's going to show me on my packages here the $100 a month subscription package. You can always come back and customize plans later. I am going to check this show package to sub accounts box, and then I'm going to go ahead and move over to pricing and billing. This says $100 a month. Again, you can always change this at a later date. The one-time payment, this is typically defined as a setup fee, and so what we see here is something around a $500 one-time payment when clients sign up. We do have clients that use this as a part of their sales process to encourage clients to make decisions. So an example of this would be if you're talking to a client and they're unsure whether or not they want to use this, you can decide to waive the setup fee and say, if you start today, I'll waive this $500 setup fee. It'll be $100 a month. Take your credit card and go from there. So that is a great option for you as well, to be able to use that as a part of the sales process. And then if you are in a country where VAT is important or relevant, you can go ahead and add in your percentages here. It's not something that applies to clients in the States, so we don't use it. Permissions. These are all of the permissions that you give the client access to if and when they want to log in to their platform. If you are selling a done for you service, you will likely turn a lot of these permissions off because the client is not logging into the platform, they're not creating agents, they're not embedding them, they're not integrating them. So a lot of this you'll have turned off. If you're doing a done for you model, typically the settings that do get turned on or left on are going to be the conversations, so that your clients can view what's happening and what conversations are happening in the back end. And then the other one is the chatbot dashboard that allows us to view the analytics behind the scenes, how many messages the agents had over the course of the month or conversations that it's had, as well as the number of leads and appointments that have been scheduled over a certain period of time. I'm going to go ahead and leave these on for the purposes of this. And then lastly, if you want to have a credit card trial, which is pretty common, one of the most common is either a 7 or 14-day trial. This is where you can go ahead and edit that. Now that all of the general package settings have been set up, I'm going to move into the AI chat agent. And so for this package, I am going to create a package that is one chat agent and then one voice agent here shortly. We'll go ahead and put the one chat agent in here. As far as storage characters goes, as a part of your packages, we give you on average 1 million characters per agent. And so that's what I'm going to put in here is 1 million characters. This should be more than enough information to upload as far as files and website scraping goes. If you have a massive website or e-commerce that has 10,000 products, pieces like that, that could be where you need additional storage. But if you do have additional storage that goes outside of the norm, you should be charging your clients additionally for that. The last piece here before we move into the rebilling is the included messages. Now the way that Stammer works to our agencies is that we give you a one-time credit when you sign up. So on our agency plan, we give you $10 worth of credit, and then you can delegate that how you see fit, or you can use that as a part of your creating agents with your clients. This goes back to how you want to sell your packages to your clients. So there are really two most common ways that we see. Way number one is to sell it like we do, where it is a subscription fee plus usage cost, and then that usage cost varies based on the AI model that they choose in the back end and the chat agent or the voice agent. The other way that we see this is if clients are charging, let's say, $500 a month for one agent, but they do include usage as a part of that package. So that $500 a month package might include up to $50 worth of usage. And so what you can do here is you can kind of add in the amount of messages here that you see. And so you'll notice that somewhere around 3,000 messages is about $50 worth of usage. So you could tell the client, we're going to give you 3,000 AI responses as a part of your $500 a month subscription package. And that is how that will be added into their wallet. Once they go through those 3,000 messages, whether that is over the course of 30 days or shorter than that, if they do go over in that period before the monthly charge gets refilled, then that is where your client would need to repurchase additional storage. Next, we're going to go into the markup percentages and the different models that are available. As you can see, there are about 10 different models that are available. They all do have different costs. Currently, the default model that we have set is GBT 4.1. That is less, if you're in the States, less than a penny per AI response. You have the option to then mark that up accordingly to how you see fit. So you'll be able to see your cost here, you'll be able to see the customer's cost, and then your profit per overall response. We do have template agents that are coming soon. This will give you the ability to tie specific agents that you have already created directly to the subscription package. So if you're selling to a real estate agent, you would be able to automatically give them a real estate agent that is ready to go in their account when they sign up. Last but not least, we're going to move into the voice agents. So this is something that is brand new to our platform, which is super exciting. Voice configuration is very similar to chat configuration, where you're going to give them a certain number of voice agents and or phone numbers, and then you'll also give them the concurrency limit. This will automatically be defaulted to 1. Every phone number will have the ability to take 1 phone call at a time. You can decide to give this more if you want to. Very common practice for businesses such as restaurants or even real estate agents. They have the ability to take multiple calls at once, and so you may want to up this to maybe 2 or 3 so that during those peak times there's never a phone call that goes unanswered. Voice minutes is the same thing that you saw on the chat side here, where you have the ability to add in a certain number of minutes when they get started, and this will add in a certain amount of usage into their wallet. Voice is billed at 20 cents per minute. You can decide in this next section how much you want to rebill it at, but you can do the exact same thing that you can on the chat side. Usage rebilling, phone numbers, you have the ability to mark it up a certain percentage. As stated, 100% is pretty common that we see, but 200 to 300% for things like phone numbers is pretty common as well. As an agency, you are effectively charged 20 cents per minute. You can then decide how much you want to charge your clients for the voice minutes. If you are charging 100% markup, you are charging your clients 40 cents per minute, and you are profiting 20 cents a minute as an agency. All right, with all of this being said, the biggest question now is how we are able to take this package and tie it into our website. After you go through all of the settings, so we defined how much it costs, what trial they're getting, what chat agents they're getting, what voice agents they're getting, permissions that they're getting every single month, we are going to go ahead and get the package link. And so this is ultimately the link that you're either sending your clients or they are going to your website and they are packaging it up. Each one of these will be available in here as a white label option. And so what you should see here, if you are logged into the white label side of your platform, is you should see your domain that you have already set up. This should not be a stammer.ai link. This should be your custom link. You're going to go ahead, you're going to get that package link, and then we are going to go into the back end of your website, wherever that is. This is a website that's built in Go High Level as a simple example. So I'm going to go ahead and add it in here. My basic plan, $100 a month. You can add some of your features or your bullet points in here as needed. And then for the button, what you'll do on this is you are going to make sure that you tie the website link that we got inside of here. This get package link is tied to this button. And so when someone clicks this button, they will be opened up to this website link here. I'm going to go ahead and save it and publish it. And then we're going to go to the website page here. If we scroll down, you'll be able to see my pricing plan and my tiers. And then I'm hovering here in the bottom left-hand corner, you'll be able to see the app.dbham.com and everything that we have associated with this package link inside the platform. So that's what you'll do if you are on a sales call with a client, you're talking to them over Zoom or Google Meet or something like that. All you have to do is you'll get this package link, you'll copy and paste it, you'll send it to the client, and then they'll open it up, put in their credit card, and that is how their sub account automatically gets created, along with any permissions and functions, features that you have set as a part of that package. That is everything for this video. I know that was a ton of information. Thanks for sticking around. If you guys have any questions, please let us know. Always happy to help.